Okay, I just got done gluing this, so it's not dry or nothing. But I've got the epoxy in the crack as much as I can. I'm just going to let this sit here for, I'm going to say, probably an hour or so at least. And then I'm going to take it apart, or take it off, and feel it, make sure it's all glued and everything nice and tight. And I'm going to take some sandpaper to it. I do plan on refinishing the stock so it's not like a humongous horrible deal. Also, I was looking online that this bolt assembly right here actually separates from the bolt. Yeah, if that's the case, I might be able to, might be able to get a new bolt handle for it. So it'll be just like new. So it won't have a crack anymore. The finish will be redone on it. I don't know if I can get a new butt pad for it or not, but I can just make one. And there we go. Or I might just leave that wrench on there. One of the problems with something like this is, I mean, if you look at the rest of the rifle, you know, the finish is not the greatest, you know. But your markings are all nice and clear. So it has potential to get redone and look great again. Yeah, so properly cleaned and everything. Who knows? All I know is this rifle was not getting the attention it needed after it was damaged. So it will be now though. And another thing I want to talk to you about is broke, ugly, beat to crap guns are sometimes worth it depending on how much you want for them. You know. Let me go this way. I mean, they had this rifle marked for $25. I didn't know anything about it. I just saw that it was toward 25 bucks. Had a crack in it. Had a bolt or a wrench for a bolt handle. But I saw 25 bucks. That's a decent price for a project rifle. I didn't know it fired. I asked them. They said they never tried firing it. So I went ahead and I took her. Took it out on the range. I put a casing in it that I already fired and made sure that the firing pin actually hit. And so when I saw instead of one, it hit 2 firing pin hits on it. Okay. Mechanically, it will fire. And I had looked. I purposely pulled the bolt out and looked inside the chamber. I don't know if you'll be able to see in there. But I saw, okay, it's still decently thick steel. Okay, and the barrel. I looked down. The barrel was clear. I mean, it's not the cleanest barrel in the world. But, you know, there was no obstructions. I felt the barrel, rubbed my fingers up down there. I didn't feel any bulges or anything like that. And a .22 long rifle is not exactly the most powerful round in the world, so you know, it's not gonna like blow up and kill me. It could, but there's a very little chance of it. Interestingly enough, when I was in there shooting, I bought another .22. I found I had a bunch of .22 shorts in the box, so okay, great. So I can even use it with a little less power than a .22 long rifle. So I put a .22 short in there, pop. I mean, I did. I held this thing up over my head and pulled the trigger. Where it blew up, it's gonna go up, and back, and go. I mean, worst thing I can do is mess up my hand. But pop. Okay. So I brought it back down. I put another short in there and fired again. Fired fine. And I put about 50 rounds of .22 long rifle through this rifle. It's actually a very accurate rifle. But the thing about the crack in the stock, the .22 long rifle does not give off a whole lot of pressure. So really the stock on a .22 is just for you to hold on to it. You could fire, I mean, I could put the bolt back in this rifle and fire it like this, you know, pop, 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 and have, like, you know, no problems, really. Because it just doesn't generate enough energy, enough recoil to do much. Now you go up, you know, 30-06s and stuff, yeah, your stock's very important. Because if not, that rifle's going to kick you. It's going to tear you up. So that's why just simply cheap epoxy will fix the stock up fine. The only my major concern with the stock being that way is it breaks off. And now I can't fix it. Now I've got to replace it. I mean, you know, it's a .22. This is an excellent rifle to teach new people to shoot on. Because of the wrench, you know, unless I get it repaired or replaced, it has almost no collector's value, really. So, if it gets destroyed, somebody drops it, wow. So I'm out 20, well, let's say that was like $3, so 25, 26, 27, even $30. You know. So don't, the whole point is don't pass up a ugly gun. As long as it's functional, it's a perfectly good shooter. Okay, and if there's no collector's value in it, like let's use a Glock 17, okay? And unless it's a very, 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 like one of the first 100, it's got a limited collector's value. But let's say you're at a gun show and you see a Glock 17 slide, it's just, there's no finish left on it, there's rust marks on it, there's chunks, chips missing out of the frame, but it's, you know, let's even say it has a certificate from a local gunsmith, a competent gunsmith that says this weapon is safe to fire, and he wants $100 for it. Shoot, buy it. Actually, I can't see a Glock like that since they're guaranteed, but but buy it. I mean, that's a great gun just to shoot away with. And if it breaks, whatever. You know, that's why I'm telling, ugly and pretty are all in the eyes of the beholder. I mean, this is a beautiful rifle. It's accurate. It's cheap. And from what I'm saying, well, from what I'm hearing, they're not particularly financially valuable. But I read about 2 or 3 stories where this rifle, these model rifles, was the one they learned how to shoot on. And, you know, let's say I'm at a gun show. Actually, I think there's one next month. And I decide, you know what? I'll see if I can get something for this rifle. And I take it into that gun shop. There might be a guy at man, because that's the rifle I learned how to shoot on. 50 years ago, my grandfather taught me how to shoot with that very particular type of rifle. I'll give you $500 for it. Just to have one back. That could happen. And I'll tell you like this, I got a good feeling once I get this crack fixed, and even with this bolt, a wrench on this, I probably can get $50 for it. For someone who just wants a nice single shot 22. Just for, you know, shooting cans and whatnot. Or to give to his kid. You know? So I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna let this sit. We'll go find something to eat.